Let me tell you something about Geminis. You don't really understand the actions of a Gemini until you understand their Mars, because having a Gemini sun shows the core personality, but Mars shows us the action, how you move, how you react, how you handle conflict, how you go after what you want. So now, we're not just talking about how a Gemini thinks, we're talking about how they move in real life. At the core, Gemini is curious, fast, observant, mentally everywhere at once, but Mars decides, are you passive or assertive, strategic or reactive, calm or explosive? Mars is your drive, your anger, your courage, your instincts. So let's break it down. If your Mars is in air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You don't fight with force, you fight with your mind. Your weapon is words, strategy, psychological precision. You know how to outthink people, outtalk them, outmaneuver them. As a Gemini sun, this makes you incredibly sharp. You can debate, argue, and flip situations in seconds. But here's the truth. You may avoid emotional confrontation or detach when things get too real. You'll win the argument, but not always address the feeling. If your Mars is in Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you move with intention. You're not loud, you're not reactive, you're calculated. As a Gemini sun, this grounds your energy. You don't just talk, you execute. You're patient, strategic, and when you decide something, you follow through. But here's the shadow. You can suppress anger, hold things in, and then respond later in a way people didn't see coming. You don't react fast, but when you do, it's real. If your Mars is in fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you are not a quiet Gemini. You are bold, expressive, and very hard to ignore. You don't just think fast, you act fast, you speak up, you react quickly, you bring energy into every room, people feel you. But here's the truth. You can be impulsive, reactive, and sometimes say or do things before fully thinking them through. Your Gemini mind is fast, but your Mars, even faster. Now this one is different. If your Mars is in water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you don't always show your actions directly. You move through emotion, intuition, energy. As a Gemini sun, this creates a contrast because your mind is logical, but your actions are emotional. You may not confront things immediately. You observe, you feel, you internalize. But when you act, it's deep, intentional, and sometimes intense. The shadow, passive aggression, emotional reactions, or acting based on feelings instead of clarity. So now look at this. Same Gemini sun, but completely different energy. One debates, one builds, one reacts, one feels, same mind, different movement. So if Mercury shows how a Gemini thinks, Mars shows how that Gemini moves. Your sun is your identity, your Mercury is your mind. But your Mars, that's your power, that's your reaction, that's your real world behavior, and that's why not all Geminis move the same. Tell me your Mars sign, and I'll tell you exactly how you handle pressure, conflict, and desire. And if you don't know your Mars sign, no problem. Write "tell me" in the comments, and I'll tell you.
The stars have always had a story to tell. Now it's your turn to bring them to life. Journey through every zodiac sign and planetary placement, uncovering their meaning with each beautiful illustrated page. Color, learn, solve, and explore through captivating puzzles and mindful activities. Celestial Oracle, where learning meets creativity and creativity meets the cosmos.